everyone. I am Prophetess Kisha Cephas. Welcome to another case study on this evening, broadcasting every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. If this is your first time ever joining in on one of my live broadcasts, welcome, welcome, welcome. Remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel as well. Go ahead and click the notification bell so that way you can get broadcast updates and when I am going live. Also, when I have a video premiering, remember to engage in all of the comments today below. If you can hear me, let me know in the comments. Give me a hey, a hi PK or something so that way I know that I am connected. Hey, Brandolyn girl, I see you. As well as Skylar Franklin. That's my grandbaby, y'all. Hey, baby. She's the oldest of the 5. God bless you, Skylar, whom is my snooker. Also, I see you, Lisa. I see you, Lady. I have to get my glasses on, honey, but know that I see Lady. I just don't see the numbers yet. Hello, Marlene. I see you, girl. Hello, Vanessa. God bless you, Alicia. I see you too. I'm super, super excited to get started on today's case study. It is a yummy one. You will need your Bible, your journal, as well as a pen. And if you have any friends, go ahead and ask them to join in with you on today. Only God can have me sitting up here on this 3-day dry fast. I am on the 3rd day. I started feeling very weak. Roughly around 5 o'clock, I decided to take a nap and then go ahead and shower again, okay? And then splash some cold water on my face, brush my teeth, gargle a little bit with some Listerine, and here I am, honey, ready to get this started, all right? God bless you, God bless you, God bless you. The travel plug, God bless you. I'm not for sure if it's a sir or woman, but God bless you. If you can let me know what your name is in the comments, that would be perfect. Lisa, hi to you. All right, let me just clean my glasses right here. They got a little smudge, and honey, I need all the lens that I can get. All right, let's go. All right, I'm ready to go. All right, remember to engage in the comments. It lets me know, 1, that I am still connected to the broadcast, and 2, it lets me know that you are engaging with your peers. No one ever wants to sit in front of a boring class, all right? So let's go ahead and give me some hands up. Let's give me some hearts. And 2, when you engage in the comments, it also brings me up on the YouTube timeline. So those who are looking for Kisha Cephas, they'll be able to find me too as well. I am excited about those 2 who have joined me for the fast. God bless you on these 40 days of journeying with God and with me. To be honest, every morning joining with me for a time of prayer at 6 a.m. Central Standard Time is so exciting. I believe it is 4 a.m. Pacific and then 7 a.m. East Coast. And then those of you who are my friends in West Africa, it is at 1 a.m. Central, 1 a.m. Watts, right? 1 a.m. Watts, West African time. Thank you so much. And hey, let's go ahead and get started. All right, because I don't know how long this energy is going to last. All right, so let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Thank you, Lisa. It is at 4 a.m. on the Pacific, right? Pacific time. I believe that's it, right? That's the, yes. Okay, let's go. So today is another case study, all right? So I will present a scenario. You know, I'm always going to give you the definition of the case study so that way those who are joining for the first time know what the case study is. You'll hear me define friend and foe. And then from there, I will get off into the scenario, give you some teaching points. I have some meditation scriptures for you tonight, as well as a homework assignment. You'll also hear me give you a word of encouragement at the end as I conclude the teaching on tonight. So you do need a Bible, you need a journal, as well as a pen, so that way you can take notes. For those of you who help me with the notes in the comments, please continue to do so. So that way you're not only engaging with your peers, but those who are catching the replay later will be able to see how you were engaging in the comments. And then later on, they start engaging in the comments too, even with the replay. Sometimes I jump in the comments, all right? And I come in and say something to some of you who have made some statements, and then I'll go ahead and respond to some of the statements that you have given. Thank you so much for just words of encouragement. I thank you for your prayers. I thank you for your continued support. I thank you for all of your love. God bless you. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Are you ready? If you are ready, let's get some hands up. Let's get some clappy emojis. Let's get some fire emojis because this was a good one. This is a good one, honey. I promise you it is. And today's title is Friend or Foe. Friend or hey Lakeisha, I miss you. I thought about you on yesterday and I meant to send you a text and make sure that you're good. Hi Lakeisha. All right, so today's title is Friend or Foe. Navigating relationships according to biblical principles. All right, friend or foe. Navigating relationships according to biblical principles. All right, here we go. Case study is defined as a detailed analysis of a specific situation or scenario, aiming to provide insight and recommendations based on the observations and outcomes of the study. In this case study, we will explore the friendship between two women. All right, note, two women in a church setting. All right, two women in a church setting. Now I want you to write down the word friend. Friend. All right. So remember, a case study is a detailed analysis of a specific situation or scenario, aiming to provide insight and recommendations based on the observation and outcomes of the study. In this case study, we will explore the friendship between two women in a church setting. I want everybody to write down the word friend in your journal, but I also want you to write down the word friend in the comments. All right, friend in your journal, and then friend in your comments. All right, let's keep it going. All right, here we go. Friend. Friend is defined as, according to the Bible, a friend is someone who loves at all times. A friend is someone who loves at all times, speaks truthfully, and sticks closer than a brother. According to the Bible, a friend is someone who loves at all times, speaks truthfully, and sticks closer than a brother. We will find this statement or definition in Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17, Proverbs chapter 27, verse 6, and then Proverbs verse 18, verse 24. Again, the scriptures I'm giving is Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17, Proverbs chapter 27, verse 6, and then Proverbs chapter 18, verse 24. All right. So friend is defined as, according to the Bible, a friend is someone who loves at all times, speaks truthfully, and sticks closer than a brother. All right. Am I still connected? All right, because I don't see any engagement in the comments. Okay, I'm good. All right, perfect. All right, then I want you to write down the word foe, F-O-E. Another word for foe is enemy. All right, enemy. All right, here we go. Here's the definition for foe. All right, here we go. A foe, on the other hand, is someone who is actively opposes or harm another person. A foe, on the other hand, is someone who is actively opposes or harm another person. This is Psalm chapter 41, verse 9. We will find it. I will read scriptures in a little bit. All right. Psalm chapter 41, verse 9. A foe, on the other hand, is someone who actively opposes or harms another person, according to Psalm chapter 41, verse 9. The purpose of this YouTube case study is to examine the dynamics of friendship and discern whether it is a healthy and beneficial relationship. All right. I say it all the time. I have no superficial relationships. All of my relationships are authentic. All of them are authentic, all of them. Every last one of them. God has removed every superficial, or another word for superficial is shallow, relationship out of my life. He has come to remove them. All right. So you need to examine after this teaching, while we're in the midst of this teaching, you need to start asking God questions about all of your relationships, every last one of your relationships. I tell people, if it's worth fighting for, fight for it. Have a hard conversation with those that you're willing to fight for and fight for the relationship. But if you know that the relationship is shallow, it is superficial, it is one-sided, then you know that that's a relationship that you need to get out of. And sometimes because of rejection, we become people pleasing. And so we'll stay in relationship just for the sake to have company, or just for the sake of a phone call, or just for the sake to be invited to something. But you're unable to be your authentic self around them. It is always yes, like to God, yes to their will, right? Yes to their opinions, right? Yes to their timing, right? It is always one-sided. You're always giving, but you're not getting anything in return. All right. In these type of relationships, you will discover that you can become bankrupt in these relationships, spiritually as well as financially. So you have to be very, very careful of defining someone as a friend, and they may not even be a friend. All right. So be careful with that. Someone you may define as a spiritual mom, or a spiritual dad, or as your pastor, or some type of leader. You have to be careful of how you define all of your relationships. Just because someone you sitting in an actual service and you get the preach word, that does not define that that is your pastor or your shepherd. That is a preach word in that time. Are they pastoral? Are you able to have a meeting with this person? Do they have a staff that is set up where you're able to get pastoral care? So let's not get it twisted that because you're sitting in a congregation, that's my pastor, and he has no clue as to who you are, what's your name. If you was an emergency, you unable to get in contact with anybody, you have no contact information, none whatsoever. There is nobody that you can call, nothing or nobody. You are just a member in a church with a number on with a dollar sign on your forehead and membership number sitting in a seat. You have to know who is your pastor, who is your shepherd, who is willing to do life with you, who can pastor you in the capacity if you need it one-on-one, who can say, hey, I may not have this time to allocate to you right now one-on-one, but I do have pastoral care. I do have a pastoral staff. I do have people. Just because you take courses at the church, that doesn't mean that your pastor know you. I tell people all the time, they be defending stuff, and I say, you don't know these people, honey. You caught up on screen. I've been behind scenes. You don't know these people, and you don't have these people's phone number. You don't have nobody's phone number at all. So define the relationship accordingly. All right, accordingly. You can't tell me that you have a mentor and not have their phone number. Are you kidding me? I have a separate phone. 2 phones. I have one that I'm broadcasting from right now. That's my personal phone. This is my ministry phone. And when I tell you that my mentees around the world have my phone number, is because I really do life with people. It is a mentor-mentee relationship. If they get in any type of trouble or have any questions, and many of them is on here and they know I'm not lying, they can shoot me a text, send me an email, call me, and I will respond to them. I don't ghost them. I respond to them. And if we need to set up some type of meeting, I am meeting with them. Because sometimes I call them, hey, you was on my mind. What's going on in your world? Because you didn't just pop up for no reason. And honey, we have a time. All right. So define all of your relationships. As I am going through my points and through this case study, the scenarios, Start asking questions. Start jotting it down in your journal. Start asking God questions so he can give you an answer. And to be honest, many of you already know your answer. You know your answer. You're just afraid to let it go. You're afraid to let it go. All right. So let's go. This YouTube case study is to examine the dynamics of friendship and discern whether it is a healthy and beneficial relationship. The benefits include gaining wisdom, understanding biblical principles, and learning how to discern the difference between a friend and a foe. Let's go. Here is tonight's scenario. In a church setting in the mid 2000s, two women formed a close relationship while building within their church community. Both were active members of the church, of the church's leadership team, and spent a significant amount of time together outside of the church activities. The married woman and the unmarried woman became inseparable, engaging in various outdoor activities and creating safe spaces to discuss anything and be their true selves. However, as time passed, jot it down, as time passed, their path began to diverge. The married woman decided to leave the local assembly she had served for over a decade and join a new church, while the unmarried woman was navigating her way through a toxic leadership environment and trying to discover herself as well as date. As the married woman made the decision to leave the church, her friend started to withdraw. Write that down. As she decided to leave the church, her friend started to withdraw. She canceled plans for lunch and became less responsive on her phone. Page is stuck. Concerned about the sudden change, the married woman reached out and asked if something was wrong. She mentioned the noticeable shift in their friendship and how it coincided with her decision to leave the church. The unmarried woman explained that she was afraid of being isolated by the senior leaders and the church community if they found out about their continued friendship. They reconciled on that day, and although the married woman felt like the friend missed a significant moment in her life by leaving the church, their friendship remained intact. In 2020, during the pandemic, the friends grew even closer as they were both sheltered in place. The unmarried woman decided to try online dating and went on a few dates. She met a man, but doubts arose about his identity after several unsettling revelations. Her community of friends, including the married woman, urged her to end the relationship. One day, the two friends went shopping and had dinner together. During that conversation about the questionable guy from the dating site, the unmarried woman became defensive and made excuses for wanting to continue dating him. Sensing that something was off, the married woman chose to let the conversation go, enjoy the rest of their outing, and later go home. Please take note too, when someone is becoming defensive about something, you have to know when to continue that conversation and when to shut it down. If pride shows up on the scene, I learned this from a wise man at a time. When pride shows up on the scene, that's when you go quiet, because it's no longer you and that individual. Now it's between God and that individual. All right. God and that individual. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit will cause one to fall on their face. When pride shows up, they begin to twist everything that you say. It starts to get shaken, and then they close their ears to everything that you say. They twist your words, and before you know it, it's you that's the problem, not what's going on in their world and what's going on with them. All right. So you have to know when to shut it down. All right. Here we go. Here we go. So she noticed that the friend is becoming defensive about this guy. Sensing that something was off, the married woman chose to let the conversation go, enjoy the rest of their outing, and later go home. Days turned into weeks without any contacts from the unmarried woman. The married woman tried reaching out through texts and calls, but received no response. What struck her as odd was that her friend had stopped engaging with her on social media through the social media posts. You know, that'd be sometimes the first sign something is wrong. I'm not lying to you. Through social media posts. And if they did communicate, it was only through the social media messenger. The married woman recalled hearing God's voice saying, the dynamic of your relationship has changed and it will never be the same. On the night that she last hung out with her friend, this message unsettled her. Months passed, and one day, the married woman's phone rang. It was the unmarried friend sharing the news that she was officially dating the guy whose identity had been questioned. They were planning on traveling out of town to meet his family and his friends. The married woman congratulated her friend and suggested going out for lunch or dinner upon her return, to which the unmarried woman agreed. However, after her friend returned, the married woman once again faced silence. Calls went unanswered, texts were ignored, and deciding to let it go, the married woman moved forward with her own life. In time, the unmarried friend got married and had a baby, yet the married woman received no invitation to these significant events. She discovered the news through social media. Write that down. She discovered the news through social media and began questioning the nature of their friendship. Then their friendship, she starts saying, did their friendship hold any value, or was she merely a passing acquaintance in her friend's journey? Did she waste her time offering wisdom, investing in the friend's business, and spending time with her? So I'll repeat that. These are the questions. Did their friendship hold any value? Or was she merely a passing acquaintance in her friend's journey? Did she waste her time offering wisdom, investing in her friend's business, and spending time with her? Based on the scenario that is provided, before I give an answer, tell me what you think the answer is. Were they ever really friends? Were they ever really friends? All right, before I give you an answer, go ahead, let me know. Engage in the comments. Do you feel like they were friends? In the beginning, they were very close. They were very close. Lisa, you've been in that mentorship? Yes, Lisa. Be careful befriending your assignments. Be careful befriending your assignments, because what you might define as a friend may just be your assignment. Lisa, girl, you hit that one on the head, ma'am. On the head. All right, here we go. That's right. Somebody said for a season. Somebody else said, however, her friend showed her true colors. All right. Yes. Somebody gave me a yes. Yes. Somebody else said, that's good. Yes. Marlene Johnson, let me see what you're saying. You said, be careful befriending your assignment. Absolutely. All right, here we go. Based on the scenario provided, it is difficult to definitively conclude whether the unmarried friend was a true friend or a foe throughout the entire relationship. However, we can explore biblical principles and supporting scriptures to gain insight and potential explanations. 1. Was the friend ever a true friend, or was she always a foe? Based on the information provided, it seems that the unmarried friend initially displayed genuine friendship and closeness toward the married woman. They spent a lot of time together and they built a bond. However, as circumstances changed and the married woman decided to leave the local assembly, the unmarried friend started pulling away, expressing fear of isolation from the church leaders, which also can be likened unto, if you look at documentaries of cults, that is cult-like behavior, all right? Cult-like behavior. This change in the behavior might indicate that she prioritized her connection with the church leadership over maintaining the friendship. While this may seem disappointing, it does not necessarily mean that she was always a foe. People's priorities and behaviors can change as they face different situations. Write this down in your journal. People priorities and behaviors can change as they face different situations or circumstances. All right? Called like behavior. Very well. All right, let's go. I want you to turn your Bibles to Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17. Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17. Here we go. A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. Proverbs 17, verse 17 says, a friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. This verse highlights the importance of maintaining steadfast love and support in your friendships, or any type of friendship, any type of ship, which I call relationship. Whatever it is, if it's peer, leadership, family, no matter what, it needs to be consistent. All right? It needs to be consistent. One thing I hate is the partner of rejection with anybody, because when you partner of rejection, it has you on eggshells. You're walking on eggshells in those relationships. And it's very, very hard to be your authentic self. It's very, very hard to say, hey, this day I probably miss calling you, but there's not an issue. But because of abandonment or fatherlessness or whatever that is that functions in that person as a fruit, because rejection is the root, it's hard being their friends. So you have to even discern if your relationships is rooted in rejection. That's a whole nother story. All right, turn your Bibles to Proverbs chapter 27, verse 9. Proverbs chapter 27, verse 9. All right. Somebody say, oh my goodness, that is so true. I'm not walking on no eggshells. I said it. When God started showing me that some of my relationships were superficial, that they were only based on proximity, where I was, what leadership I was in, or who I was connected to, God started cleaning that stuff out. And I'm telling you, now it has to be all authentic. No superficial relationships. All right. Proverbs chapter 27, verse 9 says, perfume and incense bring joy to the heart, and pleasantness of a friend springs from their heartfelt advice. That is Proverbs chapter 27, verse 9. Perfume and incense bring joy to the heart, and the pleasantness of a friend springs from their heartfelt advice. A true friend offers genuine advice and contributes to our well-being. A true friend offers genuine advice and contributes to our well-being. Remember, the married one sat down with the unmarried one and began to converse about this date, this man. And then the friend started to become defensive. So she no longer wanted any advice from her, right? But apparently their relationship had to be somewhat, at that time, what a married friend thought, intact, because remember, it says that they was able to be in a safe place and be their true selves. So even while they were out, the married friend thinking, hey, this is still a safe place. We're still friends. We're still being our true selves. And let's have a discussion. But what took place was both of them in that moment were still being their true selves. Even though there was a clash. It's just the desires changed. That's all. All right, here we go. Based on these biblical principles, we can see that true friendship is characterized by love, write it down, by support, and honest advice. Based on biblical principles, we can see that true friendship is characterized by love, support, and honest advice. While the unmarried friend did not exhibit these qualities toward the married friend at that time, when she left the church, we cannot definitively conclude that she was always a foe. It is possible that fear and pressure influenced her action, causing her to prioritize her connection with the church leadership over her friendship, cult-like behavior. People can change their attitude and behavior due to various factors, but it does not necessarily negate the early moments of the genuine friendship. It is important to approach these situations with forgiveness, grace, and understanding, recognizing that we all have our struggles and shortcomings. Ultimately, each individual's heart and intentions are known only to God unless He reveals it. Instead of dwelling on the past and assigning labels, it might be more fruitful to focus on personal growth, forgiveness, and trusting God to heal any wounds caused by the shifting dynamics of the friendship. I'll repeat, ultimately, each individual's heart and intentions are known only to God unless He reveals it. Instead of dwelling on the past and assigning labels, it might be more fruitful to focus on personal growth, forgiveness, and trusting God to heal any wounds caused by the shifting dynamics of the friendship. Here are some scriptures that I want you to meditate on as you begin to navigate through your own relationships, as you begin to journey with God. I want you to meditate on Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17. A friend, amplified, a friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. I also want you to set your gaze on Proverbs chapter 27, verse 6, the King James Version of the Bible. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. Proverbs 27, verse 6, King James Version of the Bible. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. Proverbs chapter 18, verse 24, the Message Bible. Friends come and friends go, but a true friend sticks by you like family. Keep that in mind. Proverbs 18:24, the Message Bible. Friends come and friends go, but a true friend sticks by you like family. All right? What can you learn from listening to today's case study? Go ahead and put in what you learned just in that few moments that I was reading that case study and some of the points that I shared with you. What did you learn? Start engaging in the comments. All right. Start engaging in the comments, and then I'm going to share something that you should be learning. True friends sticks like closer like a family. Absolutely. Absolutely. True friends. Friends come, friends go. But a true friend sticks to you like family. Remember, you define who is family. Jesus did. Jesus did. He defined who was family. All right? Not based off blood. Go read it. It's in the Gospels. All right. So what can you learn from this case study today? Everyone that is under the sound of my voice can learn from this YouTube teaching the importance of discerning true friendship. Based on biblical principles, you will understand that a true friend is one who loves unconditionally, not based off an environment, speaks truthfully, and remains loyal throughout various circumstances. I'll repeat, you can understand and will understand that a true friend is one who loves unconditionally, speaks truthfully, and remains loyal throughout various circumstances. By applying the teachings and evaluating their own relationships, each and every one of you can discern whether a person is a friend or is they a foe. You can also say, or if they are a friend or is it an assignment. All right. So you need to discern it. Discern the difference between friend and foe. Take these following steps and measure. I'll give you a measurement tool. Okay. Here we go. Number 1, assess the consistency. That's the one right there. Assess the consistency of love and support in the relationship. All right. Number one, assess the consistency of love and support in the relationship. Number two, evaluate whether the person speaks truthfully and is willing to address issues. All right. Number two, evaluate whether the person speaks truthfully and is willing to address issues. All right. Number three, observe if the person remains loyal and committed during different life situations. Observe if the person remains loyal and committed during different life situations. Number four, consider the alignment of their actions and attitudes with biblical principles. Consider the alignment of their actions and attitudes with biblical principles. All right. Number five, seek guidance. Seek guidance from God through prayer and reflection on his word. So number one, as a measuring rod, assess the consistency of love and support in the relationship. Number two, evaluate whether the person speaks truthfully and is willing to address issues. Number three, observe if the person remains loyal and committed during different life situations. Number four, consider the alignment of their actions and attitudes with biblical principles. And number five, seek guidance from God through prayer and reflection on his word. Those are the five measuring rods or tools that you can use. All right. Here's your homework assignment. We're not done. I just took a different path. All right. Here's your homework assignment. Number one, reflect on Proverbs verse 17. My brain said, what? Proverbs, because my mouth is getting dry, baby, and it's like, what is happening to me right now? Reflect on Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17. And I want you to share a personal example of a friend who demonstrated love and support during a challenging time, explaining how it impacted you. So you're going to take this one reflection point, write it down in your journal, and I want you to reflect on it. There's one friend that I have, and I measure everything by this friendship, because no matter what has taken place in our life, we have remained intact. The relationship, the friendship, and the sisterhood has always remained intact. She could tell me about myself. I could tell her about herself and still giggle at the end of that conversation, though I may be mad because she just told me about myself. But yet that relationship is a solid foundation that is built on Jesus Christ, and nothing to this day, and it's been over 20 years, have been able to shake our foundation. Nothing. The wind has come, the fire has come, the storms have come, and yet we are still friends to this day. To this day, I can be my authentic self with her at any given time. She has seen my weakness. She has even cast demons out of me. Real talk. Rage and anger. She did that for me. She is a friend, and everything is measured. My relationships is measured by this one friend because she holds such a high standard for our relationship, for our sisterhood, for our friendship. All right. So number one, reflect on Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17. Share a personal example of a friend who demonstrated love and support during a challenging time, explaining how it impacted you. Number two, discuss Proverbs chapter 27, verse 6 in the context of friendship. Describe a situation where a friend's honest feedback or correction positively influenced your life. Number two, discuss Proverbs chapter 27, verse 6 in the context of friendship. Describe a situation where a friend's honest feedback or correction positively influenced your life. Number three, elaborate. on the characteristics of a friend who sticks closer than a brother, as mentioned in Proverbs chapter 18, verse 24. How have you experienced such a friendship, and how did it shape your journey? That's number 3. Elaborate on the characteristics of a friend who sticks closer than a brother, as mentioned in Proverbs chapter 18, verse 24. How have you experienced such a friendship, and how did it shape your journey? All right. How did it shape your journey? Number 4, analyze the scenario provided in the case study. Based on the teachings shared in the YouTube video, evaluate whether the friendship described aligns with the qualities of a true friendship according to biblical principles. Number 4, analyze the scenario provided in the case study. Based on the teaching shared in the YouTube video, evaluate whether the friendship described aligns with the qualities of a true friendship according to biblical principles. And then finally, for the homework, reflect on your own friendships. Choose one friendship and apply the steps mentioned in the video. Assess whether the person is a true friend or a foe based on their consistency in love, truthfulness, and loyalty. All right. 5, reflect on your own friendships. Choose one friendship and apply the steps mentioned in the video. Assess whether the person is a true friend or a foe based on their consistency in love, truthfulness, and loyalty. But I also want you to add if they are an assignment. All right. If they are an assignment. I also want you to take these 5 questions and actually engage with your friends. All right. Those that you deem as a friend. If you don't have any friends, then when you finish this homework assignment, ask God to send you your friends. All right. Send you your friends. But before he send you your friends, ask God if there's any roots of rejection in you, so that way he can pluck those roots up out of you, so that way you're not destroying your friendships. All right. Or any other type of relationships. So make sure you do your part. All right. So that way you can be a good friend to God, and you can be a good friend to those that he has called you to. All right. And that has been called to you. Okay. Here is my word of encouragement to you tonight. As you are, my beautiful hearts, embrace the opportunity to learn and grow in discerning true friendships according to biblical principles. Remember that God desires to bless you with authentic, uplifting relationships. As you navigate the complexities of friendships, trust in God's guidance and wisdom. Stay open to new connections and be intentional in cultivating healthy friendships. Value the importance of being a true friend to others as you seek meaningful and transformative relationships. May God's love and wisdom guide you on this journey throughout the blessings of genuine friendships. In conclusion, the YouTube case study, which is titled Friend or Foe, Navigating Relationships According to Biblical Principles, provides valuable insight into discerning true friendship. By examining the dynamics of friendships between two women exploring relevant scriptures, this case study highlights the characteristics of a healthy and beneficial friendship. The scriptures discussed Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17, Proverbs chapter 27, verse 6, and Proverbs chapter 18, verse 24, emphasize the importance of love, truthfulness, and loyalty in true friendship. A friend loves at all times, speaks truthfully even if it may cause temporary discomfort, and stands by you like family through different seasons of life. Through this YouTube teaching, students can learn to discern the difference between a friend and a foe by evaluating consistency in love, truthfulness, and loyalty. Steps and measures such as assessing the relationship, observing actions and attitudes, Seeking God's guidance can help in discernment. The provided homework assignment enables you to further reflect on and apply the teachings from the case study to your own lives. By analyzing personal experiences and evaluating your friendships, each and every one of you can gain practical insight into identifying healthy and authentic relationships. Lastly, a word of encouragement is given to remain hopeful and steadfast in seeking genuine friendships. Trusting in God's wisdom, each and every one of you are encouraged to cultivate a valuable relationship that align with biblical principles. God desires to bless them with meaningful connections that bring you so much joy, growth, and support for your lives. May you be inspired and apply these principles to your friendships as well as all of your relationships, seeking and nurturing healthy connections that reflect God's love and God's truth. That is the end of tonight's case study. Tell me in the comments, what did you learn? Just give me one point that impacted your life on tonight that you believe brought a shift in your paradigm, how you think about your friendships or any relationship, how you see them. And then put it in the comments for me, every last one of you, if you can, because friendships are important, but all relationships should be important. All right. You should be able to be your authentic self, and every individual in your life should be able to be their authentic self. What did you learn in tonight's case study? What will you apply as far as the principles that was gained from tonight's teaching to your life? Have you sat down while you're here with me tonight? If you're not traveling, did you jot down some questions that you may have about your relationships? Are you going to pose the question to God in regards to, is there any roots of rejection inside of you that sabotages your relationships? Are you a people pleaser? Do you have relationships that are one-sided? Are you a person that shifts because of who you with or the environment that you may be in? That's cross-examining. That's examining yourself, not cross-examining, because that means you're examining somebody else. But that means you need to examine yourself. Are you a true friend? Are you a true friend? Or do you shift because of who you are with or the environment you are in? All right. All right, let's get it. K Barnes says the 5 measuring tools gave clarification. Perfect. Pia J, yours went by fast. I'm sorry. Victoria, a friend will tell you the truth about yourself, baby. My best of best friends, Carolyn Russell Wilson, will check Kisha L. Cephas in a minute. And sometimes I have to laugh, all right? Because I'd be like, did you have to tell me like that? But she got my attention. And her heart is so pure towards me, towards my marriage, towards my children, towards my destiny, my call, my gift. When I'm ready to give up, she's like on the front line. Like, no, she reminds me of every prophetic word I've ever received. She will fast for me. She will pray for me, but she will correct me. She's going to cheer me on. And then she'll be like, friend, I think you're cheating yourself. I think you need to be doing this. I think I see you doing that. I had a dream about you. I hold back some things from her because I know that God will start talking to her about me, and then she'll show up on the scene, and then I may have 2 things before me, and then she'll come and say, God was talking to me about you, and I saw 2 things, and I feel like this is the direction God is taking you in and not in this direction. And she be on the money every single time. And so you need a true friend. All my friends, they're just their authentic self, and I can be my authentic self. That's amazing friendship. Yes. A fasting friend. All my friends fast. All of them. All right. Even my spiritual mom. She be like, I'm not going to do that fast. Because, honey, I'm in my 70s, but I will do this over here. Anything that would get me to where I need to be, she's going to fast with me. All right. Victoria Cook said that's a true friend. Life Skills Academy says, I believe I am a better friend than several of my friends are to me. Well, now it's time to have a hard conversation. If you feel like the friendship is worth fighting for, the relationship is worth fighting for, then use these measuring tools that we're given on tonight. Okay, Ashante, hey baby. She says, I will love unconditionally and always support others, but understand their position and role they are in my life. Yes, that means you just defining your relationships. Define them. You can define them because love should be unconditional. Love should be unconditional. I believe that's 1 Corinthians chapter 13 about love. It's unconditional. It's unfailing. It's never puffed up, right? It's never one-sided. Latoya, hey girl. Latoya Wallace, this teaching need to be put when if it comes to my circle of friends. Absolutely. Use this teaching. Just sit it before everybody and everybody just sit there and be like, okay, we're about to take a class on friendship. Everybody get your Bible, your journal, and your pen, and all the friends sit there and they listen to this video. Then everybody do the homework together. Everybody do the homework together. Yes. All right, let's go. Lisa, for some reason, YouTube restricted your message. I don't know why. I don't know why they just did that to you, baby. But I'll see if I'm able to see what's going on. But anyway, I pray that this teaching tonight was a blessing to each and every one of you. As I said before, thank you so much for joining me every week, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for the case study where I give true stories, scenarios, and then it is crafted in such a way that I'm able to birth out some measuring tools that we can apply to our everyday life, even prayer directives and homework as well. So that way you can have principles that you can build upon each and every day with these scenarios that you receive on a weekly basis. But it's also like Bible study. It is a teaching tool. It helps you build up your vocabulary in the place of prayer as well as study. Now you have become a workman, rightly dividing the word of truth. And making sure that you're not deviating from God's plan and will for your life. So I'm super excited about you engaging every week with me on a Tuesday. Remember, if you have any questions about tonight's scenario, tonight's case, you can email me at Miss Cephas, MSCEPHUS at KishaLcephas.com, and I will respond to you within 3 days. But it needs to be about this case, all right? So before you email me, think and think again, because your answer may be in the video, all right? Your answer may be in this video, and then you can build on that. Keep in mind, this replay of the video will stay up. And then you'll be able to catch all the others from December and the one last week. I will change the banners so that way you'll know which one is a case study. And then also, if you're on the fasting journey with me for 40 days, you will see the banner for the 40 days. Go ahead and catch up with the prayer. It's been fire. It's been lit. You hear me? Powerful prayer. It's we on day 3, moving into day 4 tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Central Standard Time. Some of you all who are on here as well, remember, if this is your first time, remember I need everyone to mark their calendars for March 21st through the 23rd. And I want you to put in that calendar spot, KLCM, which represents Kisha L. Cephas Ministries. And I want you to lock those days in for me. And then July 25th through the 27th. All right, July 25th through the 27th. Put KLCM, that represents Kisha L. Cephas Ministries. Lock those days in. Please don't come to me at the last minute when it launches on social media and be like, I had no clue, because I'm telling you first. All right. Those of you who actually tune in to the YouTube. All right. So that's March 21st through the 23rd. And then you have July 25th through the 27th. If you want to see the live event for the March 21st through the 23rd, just go to KishaLcephas.com. Click the tab that says live event, and then you'll see what's going on for March 21st through the 23rd, which is my in-person 2-day mentorship. All right. I told my mentees, they thought I was probably playing, but I said one day I was coming off the screen because I knew God wanted to do something great on the other side. All right. And that is the in-person mentorship, and it's in Dallas because Kisha L. Cephas Ministries, if you was on with me this morning, you heard me announce that Kisha L. Cephas Ministries is moving to Dallas, Texas, So when I said that I gave God a yes, everything about my ministry, everything about me started to shift in a whole nother realm. And I'm telling you, it's taken off because even though my obedience made me cry, and in some moments it made me afraid, but it started to take off. Things started to shift with my creativity, even how God hid my daughter, my oldest daughter. I knew she was gifted. I knew she was talented. I knew she was creative, but he hid her for this moment because God was waiting on my yes. And baby, we've been off and going. I mean, rocking and rolling. She is the one who designed my book. She may be on here. Her name is Shaquila Cephas Shannon. And so she designed my book in a matter of hours. We was like, come up with a cover. She had one cover and we was like, that's not really a great cover. And then she just shifted and took off. And she said she started hearing God on how to get the graphics that I need or the book cover that I need, and just the graphics even for the Kisha L. Cephas Ministries. She's the one who designed my books, my online store in one day. In one day, she said she started hearing God say, put this here, put that there. And what's the dynamic? This is my bonus, baby. So this story here that I'm telling you, when she says she hears God, just years ago, she says she never believed in God. She treated God like Santa Claus. So she just is whatever. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in fasting. I'm not praying, none of that. So for God to, and we prayed for her for years, and for God to bring the manifestation of this baby saying, I believe in God. I asked what shifted, what changed. And she told me one day she heard me praying and she said, there is a God. There is a God. She said, there's a God. And from that day, she never even shared it with me, but she just shared this with me maybe a month ago. And so we just been like bonding. We always had a bond, but now all three of my girls, almost every night, we are on the phone, FaceTiming, just bonding. So why am I telling you this story? Whatever you've been believing God for, whether if it's for a family member, if it's your spouse, it can be your children, even for yourself, God has already answered you. But it may be you have yet to give him a yes. Just give him another yes. And everything can change. Everything can change in just a moment of time. All right. So thank you so much once again for joining me for Kisha L. Cephas Case Studies. All right. And those of you who purchased this book on this morning, I'll be sending them out. All right. Give me until tomorrow to print out your labels and get your books out. And you should receive it in less than 9 days, contingent on how the post office want to run, because we are having some weather issues here in Chicago. And I'm not for sure what's going on in your city or your state. But I did get your request, and I'll be printing out your labels so that way we can go ahead and get the book shipped. If you have yet to get my book, especially those of you who are my mentees or be in my inbox asking me to pray for you, get the book. All right. This is not the same book from 2016. Every chapter has been revised along with 2 different chapters in this book. This book is totally different from the one that you may have purchased in 2016. All right. And there are prayer directives, examples, team examples for those of you who may lead in a corporate environment. Also, it talks about prophets and intercessors along with battle axes. So that way you'll be able to define each role in the church as well as in the corporate world, which is the marketplaces. All right. So I thank you. Pray for me because at 12 o'clock, honey, I get the chance to have a little water. Okay. I'm so excited. I don't know what to do. I got a few more hours to go, but I'll meet you back here at 6 a.m. Central Standard Time for a time of prayer. Take care of you. Bye, beautiful hearts.